I'm in Salad and I saw To Kill a Mockingbird. It is directed by Robert Mulligan, and if you haven't seen this movie, I will spoil it for you. Before I start, my first exposure was watching this in freshman year of high school, and I remember at the time not quite understanding what this movie was. I knew it was dark, I knew it was important and good. There must have been a reason why I was shown this in 9th grade. There's a lot of underlying tones that I didn't pick up, but upon my second rewatch, there's a lot of underlying things. So if you haven't seen this movie, I recommend you should watch it because it will make you think. I also watched this on one of my live streams on Fansly, and it was a real downer. Oh geez. Well, anyway, what I think this movie does very well, it establishes a youthling's perspective on this whole social justice thing that's happening during this time. It's a child's innocence, a child's curiosity. We are following the children. The children is the narrator pretty much. It's the people that drive the story is the children themselves. We have Scout. Scout is a tomboy. When I first watched this, I related to Scout more than I do now, although I do understand the adult's perspective more in this watching than the other watching lots of years ago. I feel for Atticus. Atticus took up a case which a lot of people hate him for. They all think that Atticus should not be defending the person that he's defending. And we only get glimpses of these court things when the children exist and they're like, oh, let's be curious. Also, we have Scout's brother, older brother, and their neighbor, and they're all just having a nice time. Oh, I wonder what our father is doing. Dill is the neighbor's kid's name, was super funny, like, oh, I'm gonna go run into the courthouse, and then we have Scout and the brother be like, no, don't, you're not allowed to do that. And what's really funny, the first time that they go into the courthouse, they're hesitant to open the door, and so they raise each other up to look into the glass at the very top, and it's like, oh, where's Atticus? And then Atticus discovers them. I'm like, oh man, these children, man, they gotta be more careful, man. Their curiosity, even if they're told many times to go home and to not interfere with what's happening, they have to go back to the court proceedings and learn more about what's happening. The difference between the children's description of what's happening in the court and what's happening, just what they see, versus we have the adults' descriptions at like the courtyard being a lot more prejudiced and more hateful towards the guy who is being prosecuted. He's being put to trial for something I'm not exactly sure at this point in the movie, although I do remember watching this movie, I was like, yeah, I know what's gonna happen next, but I wanna see what's gonna happen fully, like more nuanced. This movie is heavily nuanced. This movie just makes me sad. I'm really glad that we're not living in this time anymore. In America, anyway. I don't know about other countries. I don't catch up with other countries. I stick to myself. I don't engage in politics at all, ever. So that's the type of person that I am. But I remember this movie, when this first came out, I was actually more heavily engaged with that stuff because I didn't know better. It's a waste of time, okay? It's all a distraction from how terrible your life is. If you're engaged in politics, it all stop. There is no way you can change what's happening now. Mini rant over. Atticus is like the only good person in this entire movie, it seems. Well, you got the person's family, the person that's being prosecuted and tried and all that fun jazz. It's not fun at all. Yeah, they seem like good people. They got a big old family. And the fact that they gotta deal with a bug that I'm staring at, man, Kentucky has some really weird bugs. I know you don't see them, but like they just floating around and I don't like the look of them. They got a big old family and it's sad. It was this guy, it seemed like he was losing in court. I mean, Atticus had some reverse Uno cards. It's like hey, actually, how could he beat you? His left hand is completely not able to work. Somebody is left-handed who beat you. You got beat on the right side of the face. Uh-oh, that means somebody left-handed got you. Boom, boom, boom. It was most definitely the abusive father. But, oh, she's embarrassed to be attracted to this black guy, so she's going to prosecute this guy and get him killed, which is honestly worse. You shouldn't just, I don't know, kill somebody because you're ashamed of being attracted to them, even if it's non-conventional. I can see why she's scared. Her father is incredibly, is it a father or uncle? I don't know the relationship. But she's living with this guy who is incredibly abusive, incredibly prejudiced, so she's attracted to this guy, and so the shame is built in from her parents, like all problems are. And so she feels shame, and so she has to be like, oh, hey, that guy, yeah, he attacked me, he assaulted me, he did some bad things to me that I don't even want to say because I don't want to get demonetized by YouTube. All of this trouble because of some hate, and there's so much hate. There's so much hate on a lot of sides. I just feel for the guy who got falsely prosecuted. He didn't see that he could be free at all. Atticus had some hope in his case, but he's like, I'm just gonna run away. Phew. I'm just gonna escape and then get shot by the cops because they have bad aim, and that's why... I don't think they had bad aim, actually. I think it was on purpose. They just said they had bad aim because they really wanted to shoot him, actually. That's my read on that guy's decision, and it's so sad, and you could feel the weight of the tension that this guy's gone. Is it tension? Is it loss? The guy's dead, so I don't think there will be any tension. There's not another guy to have tension with. So yeah, that guy's dead, so there's the absence of tension pretty much. The absence of that guy. You can really feel it. Oh man. It seems like the children are sad. Atticus is sad. Got people trying to cheer him up. But ultimately, God, that guy is dead. Dang. Away from all that stuff though, it's established at the very beginning by this old lady. Hey, don't go into the house. Don't go into the Radley house. And of course the children are scared of it. But at the very end, when we have Atticus's children being assaulted in the night after coming home from a play. I like how Scout is a ham, by the way. I always like that. It's so cute. Oh man. Why is she a ham? Why? Is she going to get cannibalized at this point? What type of play are we playing? Oh, the Thanksgiving play. I don't know. Ham's definitely more of a Christmas thing to me, and Easter. But people got their traditions, am I right? But she's a ham, and I think her being a ham is just so cute. Also, when she gets assaulted, there's this guy who is like helping them not get assaulted. Also, it seems that Scout's brother gets a broken arm because of the guy who assaulted them. And I have a theory that the person who assaulted them was actually the really prejudiced guy who didn't want Atticus to defend this guy that he framed, essentially, the crime of sleeping with a woman who is a different skin color than you. Oh, what a terrible crime. Arr, no, I don't believe that. I just think it's nonsense. Racism is stupid. I don't agree with it. Hate is stupid. They get saved by the Radley guy, though. He seems very quiet. He's not really a talker type. People just misunderstood him, but he's like deep down a really good guy who's going to protect Atticus's children. And I found that to be very sweet because there's a few lessons that I got from this movie. You gotta appreciate life that you got it. You shouldn't hate people, especially shouldn't pin crimes on them because of something they can't really change about themselves, like physical appearance. Shouldn't beat your children. Yeah, Atticus has a great way of teaching his children which is just to let them do whatever, let them figure it out. They'll learn. They gotta learn. You gotta let children play. Versus this guy is like the person against Atticus, who ultimately assaults Atticus's children. There's a lot of lessons in this movie. If you want to think, but you don't care about if you enjoy your experience, but you ultimately want to have a bigger think about life, I recommend this movie. Oh man, this is not modern schlock. This is such a good movie. The value work is great. I enjoy the value work so much. I also appreciate the character acting. The children are great actors. Oh my goodness, you couldn't find children that great of acting now. So other than that, all of the things that I gotta say about this movie is good. Like, it seems that this movie is well thought out, well paced. It's 2 hours long, but it's a necessary 2 hours long. There's some points in this movie I was like, oh man, I'm falling asleep. I get it. I get it. Racism bad. I get it. That sucks. Yeah, I know. Man, this sucks. Falling asleep. Definitely towards the end. But otherwise, good movie, great lessons. I gotta give this movie a solid 8 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another one. YouTuber who likes that, you can also like, comment, subscribe, share this video with everyone you know. If you want to fast track a movie review for $20 Redinos, you can do that at patreon.com/ASEPresents, or if you just want to help support the daily grind, these daily movie reviews, you can also go to this link tree to find the way you can help support the daily grindiness of all these daily movie reviews. And if you got no money, if you're broke, don't worry, just hit that sub, hit that like, or even dislike. Helps the YouTubes, gets the channel in the YouTube sphere. That's how that works. So do all of that, and until next time, mint salad. So I'll see you later, my Sacrajon Big Bits. Oh, you know what I forgot to mention? There's a point in which Atticus is like, oh, you never want to kill a mockingbird. And I think this guy being prosecuted just for being attracted to a woman, that's the mockingbird that got killed. So there's that. All right, have a good time. I'm a mockingbird.